Hi, family. Hi, family. This is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the sacred art of colon hydrotherapy, herbs, and natural living. I wanted to share one of the reasons why I teach the way I teach. Right? So when I became a colon therapist, there were not a lot of options as far as training is concerned. And so I did find a training center in Vegas, and they're actually still there, and we refer back and forth. We refer students. It's really, really cool. So it's really cool that I can still be in contact with them 19 years later. Like, go figure. This is amazing. Hence, the reason why I'm saying this is because colon therapy is a very strong industry. It's not going anywhere. Through the pandemic, I'm still here. A lot of businesses are not. I've been in business for 19 years. I'm not going to say that it's been an easy ride. It has not. But if I'm going to go hard for anybody, I'm going to go hard for me. Right? Some people go hard for their 9 to 5. Some people go hard for their marriage. I go hard for my business, Moya Body Care. So again, it's all a choice. It just depends on how you want to spend your time and how you want to cultivate your experience while you're here on this beautiful planet, right? So one thing that I noticed, and there were many things that I noticed in the training. Now, this is one thing that you have to realize too, is that when I started my colon therapy training, I was not new to the wellness industry. I had already had my massage therapy business for probably, okay, so I started my massage business in 98. I started my colon therapy business 19 years ago. So that was what, 2000? Well over, 2000. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is colon therapy is not going anywhere. It's a strong, strong, strong practice. And so when I first started my training, I had already been a massage therapist working in a lot of different capacities. I was beginning to teach massage at that point when I moved into colon therapy. I think I had my first massage therapy class of like, it was a lot of people. Now it was like 12 students in that class. That was my first class. It was crazy insane. I was like, whoa, it's a lot of people. But we did it. They graduated and they're doing just fine, I think. Well, a couple of them are. I know for a fact. I still keep in contact with two of the students from that class, and they're doing just fine. They have families and everything. But so as I'm walking into this new capacity of being a practitioner, right, expanding my skill set, I noticed immediately that there was no difference between how a practitioner is taught to handle a woman on the table versus how you handle a man on the table. So I'm new to this. I'm not going to come in and say, oh, you should be doing it this way. You should be doing it that way. I don't work here. I'm a student. I'm coming in trying to get educated so that I can be a colon therapist. And so as a massage therapist at that time, remember, I was already teaching. So in our field, there's a certain way that you handle women. There's a certain way that you handle men. And it's like that for legal reasons, to keep the lines of professionalism very clear. Well, that was not demonstrated in my colon therapy training. So by the third day, I was like, and they were like, yes, Mo, in the back, you have a question. And I was like, at what point in time do we go over how we have different bedside manners for men and women? So the class was like, yeah. The teacher was like, so anyway, That's literally what she did. That's when the seed of, as soon as I'm able to start teaching, player, you better watch out, because I'm about to shut all this down. It sparked it. Literally sparked it. I was like, oh, it's on and popping now. Let me go ahead and get what I need to get. I'm going to go ahead and keep my mouth quiet for a second. I'm just going to take notes. And here we are, 9 books later, with the colon therapy manual. Boom, boom, boom. The blue and white one. Hello. 200 and something odd pages in color. Foundation manual. And you have your training workbook. Yeah. So come for me if you want to. You know, shoot me away if you want to. All that. I was like, what was that? I was like, oh, that was dismissal. Duly noted. Let's hit it. So that was one of the things that planted a seed in me in regards to my trainings and all of my trainings with colon therapy, is that we have a very clear line about how to be of service to women and how to be of service to men when they are physically receiving a colon therapy session. Now, the second thing that we go over that I personally have grown to love and understand even more intensely and even more just 100% of me now wholeheartedly believes this, is that each person is unique. However, we're taught that each person is unique, but we use the same protocol on everybody. I didn't understand that. So when I was in colon therapy training, they gave us like 3 different like mock examples. I mean, it was very neutral. And I was just like, where is the depth? Like, I'm ready to dive deep. Like, I pay this money to go deep. I pay this money to help people. Like, why is this so superficial? And they're like, oh, we just, make sure that they're good, and then we keep them going. Ding, 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 ding. Another seed was planted. I was like, oh, I won't be running my business like that. Everybody is as unique as their thumbprint. So when I am able to open up my business, I'm going to have my business in a very conversation style piece where people can come in and freely have a conversation about their needs, how they got here, where they would like to end up, the time frame they would like to commit to this. There was none of that taught to me. Well, how do you know what the person needs? They were like, oh, they just filled out the paperwork. Just because I fill out paperwork does not mean you know the whole story. People need to fill in the blanks. Where is the conversation? They're like, oh, we don't have time for that. But I'm self-employed. What do you mean I don't have time for that? I can do whatever I want to do. What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, Mo. So anyway, she did me like that, like more times than I care to be done like that. I was like, okay, she got one more time to, and I was pregnant at the time when I went in for that training, so my emotions were already like a little heightened, like, hold up, player. I was 7 months pregnant, by the way, doing my first colon therapy training in Vegas in November. All times of the year. Talk about intentionally led by spirit. Good Lord. So So basically what I want to continue to say about the training is that colon therapy is so unique. You cannot have just like a cookie cutter, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 format. This is what you give everybody. And, you know, so when you're doing your training, when you are selecting a training, if you want to be that type of practitioner that has levels to you so that you can be of service to your clients at any level that they come in, like you can move them up, you can move them down, and you have the foundation to hold them regardless of where they go, that's the practitioner that I like to train. Yeah. Like, that's my jam right there. I get, my hands start going like, girl, do you know what we about to lift this building up with all these clients coming through here. We about to lift this building up with all this good energy moving in and out, girl. I saw that possibility when I was in my first colon therapy training on the second day. I'm sitting there and I'm listening and I'm like, and I was just like that with the very basic rudimentary information I got, because the school is not like that now. The school that is there now is phenomenal. Like their curriculum is top notch. 19 years ago, improvement was needed, and that's okay. But when I was in that class, when improvement was needed, with the information that I was given, I saw it. I was sitting there like, my brain was so open, and I was just sucking in everything, even on my break. Now, mind you, I'm pregnant, so I'm supposed to be taking naps and stuff. Girl, they had a library. Why am I saying girl like I'm talking to a girlfriend? Whoever is watching this. They had a library down, it was a hallway away from the clinic. And they were like, yeah, Mo, if you want to go in there with your snack and everything, you can go in there. And I was like, what? You have a library? You didn't tell me you have a... What? I walked down the hall. They have a whole... Has this library been here the whole time? The whole day and a half I've been here? They're like, yes, Mo. Oh! And it was all health books. I'm vibrating. Like, literally, my hands were vibrating. I was in heaven. So the whole time that I am either not working with clients or with my teacher or with my class, technically I'm supposed to be asleep and posted up or doing whatever, I'm in the library. And I'm taking pictures, I'm screenshotting, I'm gathering information, I'm writing notes as much as I can get. As much as I can get. I was the only person in there the whole week. I would go back into our class and I would say, hey, when I first found out, I was like, do you guys know that there's a library down the hallway? They were like, really? I was like, yeah. And then they turned back around and they kept doing whatever they were doing. I was like, that's interesting. So at break, I make a beeline to the library. My mentor, teacher, says, where are you going? To the library. She's like, we have a library? Another seed was planted right there. I said to myself, if I ever and when I ever get to the point where I can teach, I am going to be a resource for my students. You are mentoring me. You work here or you're contracted here. It doesn't matter how you got here. The point of the matter is you get a check to educate minds, to open them up. How do you not know that there's a library where you work? I mean, okay, you might not know where the printer is. You don't work in the office. I get that. I get that. But you are a instructor and you research. So the least that you should know is where resources are. Normally resources are in a library or something along that sort. A place where books are gathered so that the public can sit with them and consume them for their content, and normally people who guide people to do that are teachers and mentors like yourself who know that information will do that. I paid these people. I was like, yo, that was 19 years ago. So what I am here to say is this. You have to love the journey. But what I learned is that my students are heavily cared for. They are heavily supported. They have a lot of training opportunities with me. After graduation, I still check in. I have an alumni group that all of my students join. After you do any training with me, you move into the alumni group, and I continue to feed you, and continue to feed you until your heart's content. We always have training modules and days where you can come in. There's no extra charge for that. You've already paid me for your training. So this is due to you. This is what you are supposed to do. This is how you build a community of healers. You just keep building and you just keep building and you just keep building. That's how you do it. That's how we stay in business. So if you would like to learn my world of colon hydrotherapy and join the billion-dollar industry of wellness, believe it or not, reach out to me. My name is Dr. Mo with Moya Body Care and Colon Hydrotherapy, and I am your favorite colon hydrotherapist that practices the sacred art of colon hydrotherapy, herbs, and natural living. My private office is located in Torrance, California. My website is Moya, M-O-Y-A, bodycare.com, and my phone number is 562-682-0818. Until then, stay magical.